Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to the video, and today we're here for another weather breakdown. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off with the SPCL look for today, where we have no marginal risks of severe weather. Moving on to tomorrow, we have no marginal risks of severe weather. And moving on to Tuesday, we have no thunderstorm risk. So let's go ahead and move on to the National Hurricane Center, where we have Tropical Depression Sean, but we're going to break that down more later. And then we have disturbance has a 90% chance to form the next 7 days and a 60% chance to form the next 48 hours. And if this doesn't form today, I don't know if it's going to form at all, because they've been saying for a while now that it's going to form within the next 48 hours, but they actually dropped the percentage chance of it forming in the next 48 hours down to 60%. So I don't know if this is going to form or not at this point, honestly, but if it does, then I'm continuing my belief that it's going to head towards the Lesser Antilles as potentially a major hurricane. So let's go ahead and move on to the Eastern Pacific here, where we have disturbance has a 20% chance to form the next 48 hours and an 80% chance to form the next 7 days. But luckily, this is not going to impact anybody. This is most likely just going to be a weak fish storm. And then we have this disturbance has a 30% chance to form the next 7 days, but I doubt that's going to form at all. Central Pacific, nothing new. So let's go ahead and move on to the track for Sean here. Sean is currently a 35-mile-per-hour storm and will turn into a post-tropical cyclone here pretty soon as it continues off to the west, potentially bringing some very light showers to the Lesser Antilles, but I don't think it's going to make it that far, so we don't need to worry about that. It's just going to be a fish storm. Excessive rainfall outlook. Today we have a marginal risk of flash flooding around the Chicago region here in northern Illinois, so look out for that. That's a 5% risk of flash flooding. Tomorrow we have a slight risk of 15% risk of flash flooding around the Chicago region, but this also extends up to Milwaukee, almost out to Kalamazoo, and then over towards like Cedar Rapids and Waterloo in Iowa. So definitely look out tomorrow. I think flooding is definitely going to be a pretty big threat in this region. So let's go ahead and move on to Tuesday here, where we have another slight risk of flash flooding, a 15% risk in the Chicago region once again, going up to Madison, Milwaukee, almost out to Kalamazoo, down to Gary, and in that whole area. Now moving on to Wednesday here, we do not have any marginal risks of flash flooding, and Thursday we do not have any marginal risks of flash flooding. So finally, watches, warnings, and advisories. We still have a decent line of freeze warnings and frost advisories here in portions of Oklahoma, even the panhandle of Texas, going into Kansas, Nebraska, really just kind of scattered here across the central and southern plains. And then we have some high wind watches in effect here in portions of north central Montana, as we could see gusts up to 70 miles an hour with that. So you've really got to watch out for that if you're in this region. That's a very strong wind gust, and the thing is, we're not even expecting storms in that region. It's just going to be really strong gusty winds, so look out for that. We do have some coastal flood advisories kind of scattered across the mid-Atlantic region, also in portions of eastern Florida here, so look out for that. But other than that, pretty calm right now. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.